Stepsons are mad at me for selling my home, even though I gave them $30,000. My husband died 8 months ago, and I sold our house because I couldn't afford the mortgage anymore. I'm 62 with knees that sound like bubble wrap, and that place had stairs I couldn't handle. I was eating canned soup 4 nights a week trying to keep up with property taxes. The house was in my name only because when we refinanced 7 years ago, my husband's credit was cooked from business debt. His 2 sons from his first marriage, Owen and Troy, never even lived there. They were already in their 20s when we bought it. They showed up for Christmas and maybe one weekend in summer. I didn't tell them I was selling until I had an offer because I knew they'd make it complicated. When I called Owen, he went quiet and then said I was erasing their dad. Troy showed up at my door 2 days later asking why I was rushing. I told them the life insurance barely covered the funeral, and I had $11,000 with a mortgage due in 2 weeks. Sold for $409,000, and after paying everything off, I cleared $200,000. Bought a condo for $128,000 with an elevator and bills I could actually handle. But I felt guilty, so I wrote them each a check for $30,000. That's over a quarter of what I walked away with. Owen cashed it same day and didn't call for 3 weeks. Troy cashed his, then sent this long email about how I didn't understand what the house meant and $30,000 wasn't close to its real value. My daughter Kate told me to block their numbers. I didn't listen. I hosted Thanksgiving at my new place. Kate came early to help me cook. Owen and Troy carpooled, which was weird since they low-key hate each other. They barely said anything during dinner, just pushed food around their plates. Kate went out to her car to grab something. When she came back, she had her phone in her hand and this look on her face. She sat down, looked straight at Owen and said, "Tell Mom about the rental property." Owen's face went white. Kate didn't wait for him to answer. She said, "You added me to a group chat by accident in July, and I've been reading everything." She started reading their messages out loud. Owen talking about convincing me to keep the house so they could take it over. Troy running numbers on rental income, saying they could pull $2,800 a month easy. Owen writing that I didn't need 4 bedrooms and could just move in with Kate. They'd already called contractors, made spreadsheets about 5-year profits. They toured the house with someone while I was at physical therapy, figuring out which walls to knock down. Owen looked at me and said that house was Dad's legacy, and I sold it like it meant nothing. I told him the house was in my name for 7 years. His dad made that choice. I gave them $60,000 total when I didn't legally owe them anything. Troy said $30,000 was insulting compared to what that house was worth. Said they could have turned it into real wealth instead of me wasting it on some tiny condo. That's when it clicked. I said you wanted me to go broke so you two could become landlords with my house. Owen said they would have cut me in on profits eventually. My sister told them to leave. My brother-in-law stood up. Troy got up and grabbed the casserole dish off the table with both hands. He said, "Dad bought this and it's ours." Kate stepped in front of him. She said, "Put it down." Troy said he wasn't leaving empty-handed after I stole everything from them. Owen was already outside yelling for him to come on. Troy slammed the dish back down hard enough that it cracked against the table. He pointed at me and said, "You're gonna regret this when you're old and broke and we're not there to help." I said, "I'm already old. I was already broke until I sold that house. Get out." He left and slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall.